Hi, hello. This is academic presentation, and I will start by saying that I am an Egyptian American who lived about 30 years of my life in Egypt, and during that time, being the minority Christian, I was always exposed to questions from Muslim people challenging my faith, and all of their questions are stemming from a wrong understanding of the foundations of Christianity. Most of their questions were around the resurrection, the cross, and there was a need for an answer, especially that the resurrection of Christ is one of the most important part of our faith. And we need to be prepared to give an answer, not only to people who are from different religions or people who are attacking Christianity, but also for our brothers and sisters who they need to have some kind of a confirmation or a strengthening of their faith. I picked my topic about the post-resurrection appearances. And there are three lines of argument about that topic. One is the empty tomb, and then the post-mortem appearances of Jesus and the origin of the disciples' faith. These three lines of argument are needed and strong for the task of argument to the resurrection of Christ. I picked one of them, as I said earlier, is the post-mortem appearances of Jesus, and they are the most difficult to discuss and most important as well. To pick an answer, it has to be the right answer. I remember when I was a resident in the medical school, the professor put an X-ray and he asked us to give the right diagnosis. And of course, we all rushed into mentioning pneumonia, emphysema, that is lung cancer, fluid in the lung, all of these kinds of things, trying to find the right diagnosis. And at the end, when we all failed, he said, this is an X-ray of a normal chest X-ray. It is a normal one. And he said to be able to diagnose the abnormal, you have to be really familiar with what is normal. And when it comes to the post-resurrection appearances, we have to know the right answer to be able to identify the wrong ones. And the right answer is always the biblical one. And once we know the biblical one, we will be able to identify the wrong one. To embark in that task, the post-resurrection appearances, I read 41 articles, good portions of 2 books, about 1,200 pages in total, and summarized them with many opinion, and I put them in categories. Hopefully that will help to have a big picture of the post-resurrection appearances. There are 2 big divides here. The post-resurrection appearances have 2 campuses. The naturalistic campus, where these people believe that anything should be explained through science and through logic way. Miracles and godly intervention in time and history, these things are not acceptable, and they will always try to find an alternative way to explain these things, because they look at the biblical texts that pertain to supernatural things as myth, and it's not true. The second camp will be the supernaturalistic camp, where we believe that miracles exist. We believe that God is a good God, and he is, for his good purposes, will interfere in history to accomplish these godly purposes. I adopted, with some freedom to change a little bit in it, Gary Habermas, a categorization of the post-resurrection appearances. And under each one or each theory, I put more details about it. So there is a naturalistic subjective and objective theory, and then the supernatural subjective and objective theory. It's rare enough to see a flying carp, but to get a picture of a bird hitching a ride on a flying carp, I mean, one in a gazillion. And this, of course, is a sarcastic way to look upside down or opposite what's happening. So I'm in a way saying that here is the liberal logic. So buckle up.